"Dad, wake up," my son whispered, shaking me. "We have to go. Don't make a sound." His voice was trembling, urgent, the kind that doesn't belong to a child. "What is it?" I asked, my throat dry. He didn't answer, just pointed toward his sister's room. I lifted her, still half asleep, her head falling against my shoulder. The house was silent, too silent. We crept downstairs, barefoot. Every step felt like walking through glass. Outside, the air was cold, heavy. My son opened the car door without a word. I started the engine, headlights off, heart thudding against my ribs. As we drove down the empty street, he finally spoke. "Look behind now." I turned. Our house window was glowing. A silhouette stood there, still, watching. For a moment I thought it was her, my wife. Then I realized the shape beside her was a man. My son looked straight ahead. "He's been here every night," he said softly. And that's when everything inside me went still. It started with little things, unanswered calls, her perfume lingering on shirts she hadn't worn, laughter over text messages she claimed were from coworkers. I'd noticed, but never questioned. Not because I trusted her, because I didn't want to see what was already there. But hearing it from my son, that broke something I didn't know could break again. The next morning she smiled at me like nothing had happened. Pancakes on the table, music low, her eyes too bright. "Rough night?" she asked. I nodded. Watched her pour syrup, watched it spill onto her fingers, watched her lick it off slowly. A performance. Every gesture rehearsed. I studied her, the way her phone never left the counter, the way she left rooms when it rang. Denial is a quiet drug. You convince yourself the cracks are shadows, that the whisper of doubt is paranoia. But children don't lie like adults do. They don't know how to choreograph deceit. That night, I moved the cameras from the front porch to the hallway. I didn't sleep, I just waited. 3 days later, I had footage. She wasn't alone. He came after midnight, always the same way, through the kitchen door she left unlocked. His face half hidden, familiar in a way that made my stomach turn. A neighbor, a friend, someone who smiled at me over fences. I said nothing. During the day, I held my daughter, took my son to school, kissed my wife goodbye, played the part. But inside, I was building something. Patterns, dates, phone logs, deleted messages, every piece of data layered into a quiet war I refused to lose. I ordered a paternity test. Not for her, never for her. For him, my son. He deserved to know who he was running from. The days blurred. She noticed my calmness and mistook it for forgiveness. That's what cheaters do. They confuse silence with surrender. I wasn't silent because I was weak. I was silent because I was loading the gun of truth, one fact at a time. The results arrived in a plain white envelope. I opened it alone, the kitchen clock ticking like a countdown. 2 lines of numbers, cold and absolute. He wasn't mine. I didn't move for a long time. The sound of my breathing felt foreign. When she came home, I handed her the envelope. No words. She opened it. Her face drained. She tried to speak, but I raised a hand. "Don't," I said quietly. Her lips trembled. Tears came, fast, messy. She reached for me, but I stepped back. The silence between us was surgical, sharp enough to cut through every lie she'd ever told. "I didn't," she began. "You did," I said. "Every night." I told her to pack, not because I wanted her gone, but because I wanted her to feel what I felt. Emptiness, drawn slow and deliberate. I didn't shout, I didn't curse. I simply placed the envelope on her suitcase. When she asked what I'd tell the kids, I said, "The truth." Her face twisted in panic. "They'll hate me." "They'll know you," I replied. I didn't stop her when she cried, didn't flinch when she begged. Control is quieter than revenge, and nothing kills guilt faster than indifference. She left before dawn. The house finally exhaled. The next morning, my son asked where she went. I looked at him, really looked, and said, "She won't hurt us anymore." He nodded slowly, as if he already knew. I spent the rest of the day clearing the kitchen, deleting footage, throwing away the cameras. Not because I wanted to forget, because I no longer needed proof. Truth, once seen, doesn't fade. It becomes part of you. That night, the house was quiet again. I stood by the window, watching the empty driveway. For the first time in months, I didn't feel anger, just clarity, and a silence that finally belonged to me.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.